morning, everyone, and welcome to Spot On Supplier Series by Droppy. I'm Zoe, and this is HQ, and we'll be your hosts from Droppy. So today we're joined by Miss Mirshal of Brunei. Thank you for being here with us today, and it's a pleasure to have you. So, would you like to kick off by introducing yourself and your business?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mirshal, and I'm the founder of Brunei Enterprise. I specialize in cold brews that ranges from coffee and non-coffee beverages.
Nice, okay. So, when was the business established, and how did you come up with this idea? How did it start?
So the company was established in October 2019, but prior to its establishment, the brand of Brew 9 and cold brews actually started as a household brand in Brunei in 2016. And this whole idea came about where I was thinking of connecting with more people and bringing people together in a space.
Wonderful, okay. So, ever since it started, may I know like what challenges have you encountered doing MCO, or if any?
One of the biggest challenges that I've encountered during the MCO is that the overhead cost is really high and the the turnover sales from month to month was slower than before. So to keep up with month to month income and to run the cafe during the MCO was the biggest challenge in that sense.
Oh wow. Okay, that's quite interesting. Would you say just a little bit of a additional question? Um, would you say that it's due to the delivery cost? Because of the MCO, a lot of people are looking into more delivery platforms, or is it due to the less influx in orders or anything related to that?
I think it's more on the delivery platforms because the commissions taken are really high for us to accommodate and adapt very quickly, right? To change our prices on platforms and to encourage more in-store purchases. So to adapt quickly was part of the challenge, and to factor in the cost for all these commissions and all the packaging materials into the item cost was another challenge that we had to adapt to as well quickly.
Oh, that's interesting. Would you say like
Mhm.
that sometimes your cost of the your drinks and whatsoever is different compared to your the platform and your own cafe?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, I see,
We,
I
we
see.
didn't we didn't used to go this route, but when we saw the third MCO hitting us, and that's when we realized that this needs to be fixed because we cannot bear any more loss on our side, even though we want more customer retention.
I see, I
Mhm.
see. Must have been a really tough challenge for you to handle all this. Yeah, so may I know like how do you overcome all this challenge of you seeing the MCO has been so long and you've been staying strong up till now?
So when the third MCO hit us, that was the biggest break for the business. And I would say that my company is still overcoming this challenge and is still in recovery phase. So as much as I can, I try to reduce costs. As much as I am able to, I try to not expend too much at this point of time because we do not have the means. So it is really to run everything in store and to focus on our customers, to engage with them as much as we can and to bring them back to for their purchase. Yeah, so we are still in the recovery phase and we do hope for a better turnover sales, hopefully starting next month onwards because things are looking better. Sales have been
Mhm.
increasing, so we just hope to see this trend going up now.
Yeah, that's true. With the
Yeah.
lifting of the MCO, all things are
Mm,
starting to look back up. So well, um, good luck.
thank you.
Well, let's talk a
Yeah,
little
really,
bit.
fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Hope everything goes well for you, and hope to see that your cafe gets more influx of customers.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. May I know how did you and your business find out about Droppy?
So before finding out about Droppy, I was already starting to engage with a few retailers. because a few cafes were taking our cold brews, and this was all like personal connection. And my brother came to me and spoke to me about Droppy platform, and he said, it's a very good B2B platform that I should look into. So I started going on Google, just finding out what information I can about Droppy, and then I sent in a request to view a demo and to understand the business better, to understand the platform better, and that's how I got connected to Droppy.
Oh wow, wow. Okay. Well,
Hmm.
tell
Okay.
your brother we said thanks. uh,
Sure.
it's a very thank you for his help and thank you for his support for all as well. Um, well, what
Hmm.
about Droppy that made you interested in trying our service? What makes it different? What is the turning the plus point that made you want to come on Droppy?
I think mainly because Droppy's platform is catered to B2B, and my company was already moving into that direction. And I think that became quite seamless to understand how to use the platform and why we need it as well. So that's why it was very interesting for me to try out your service. And so far it has been very good.
Good to hear.
Very
Good to hear.
pleased.
Okay, okay. With all this, positive feedback from you, what, maybe know what is the best feature that you like about using Droppy?
One thing that I really like is that it eases our workflow, and it targets wider audience, because anyone can go on Droppy and then start looking for something on wholesale prices and start connecting with the businesses, right? So it really expands our potential clients and our regular retailers to ease their ordering way as well. So this service by Droppy is really really good, and I'm very happy that we're on it. So we get to use the interface, the platform.
It's a pleasure to know that Droppy can help you ease your business, your methods as well. So, could we know how often do you use Droppy and on what occasions?
So whenever I speak to a new retailer, or when I'm reaching out to new wholesale partners, then I also mention that we are on Droppy platform, and that you can also order through the platform, and it is really easy to use, and that your order can be confirmed very fast, and we get to deliver with ease. So there's no complications in that sense.
Oh, that's really good to
Hmm.
hear. Glad that we really helped you a lot. Um, well, okay. I think with all this inspiration and all this hard work they have put in, let's talk a little bit uh about you and yourself. So far, after conducting your business for so long, may I know what's the most valuable lesson that your business has taught you?
I would say that business has its ups and downs, but it really requires a lot of resilience to carry it through, to pull it through. And MCO has taught a really good lesson for all businesses, I guess. And that comes with flexibility and adaptability to business strategies, because this entire 2 years have taught us um, how important it is to adapt quickly to the circumstances that we face, and to the demands and the needs of the community that we live in. Because if we don't, then the businesses doesn't survive.
Hmm. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. So, on that note, do you have any advice for small local businesses that are trying to current pandemic landscape?
I always advise entrepreneurs and small businesses to start small, and to start in their local community itself, because when we grow up in a community, only we understand the circumstances and the needs of the people around us. And to start small with uh, the little investment that we can make into a business is a good way to learn the business the hard way as well. So I always have this concept that, we work
Mhm.
hard now, and then we can live more comfortably in the future. Yeah. So when we start small, we really learn the tips and tricks, the grittiness, the challenges that we face during the hard times, so that when a storm hit us in the future, we know how to overcome it because we have the mindset to overcome it first.
Oh, so all about adaptability and working hard in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning so you
Yeah,
can enjoy in the
foundation.
future.
Yeah.
You know, like my parents tend to tell me that you pay now, then you can play later. But if you play now, you will have to pay later for it. Yeah, it's very good insight. I grew up learning that as well. um,
Your father's a wise man.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, knowing all that and based on your advice on all this advice for all these small businesses, may we know what is the one quote that you live by? Is there any uh, inspiration quote? What wakes you up in the morning? When you wake up,
Mm,
you live by this. You live your whole day by this. Your whole life by this. Is there any quote
mm.
that you live by?
Okay. My entire life is very much inspired by my religion. It's the Baha'i faith. So this one quote that I always live by is to look at everyone or to be united with everyone, and constantly to think of how to unite people in whatever I do. So this quote, "Let your vision be world embracing," which is inspired by my religion, is something that I live by every day. It is about not not thinking big or something like that, but it's looking at how the world is one and how I want to reach this goal of uniting people.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's
pretty.
lovely.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
very much for
very lovely
sharing.
to hear. Well, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
great because a lot of cafes, there are places where people gather and meet up.
Mm.
It's quite kind of understand why I kind of started the cafe in the first place. On that note, can we know a little bit about what inspired you to start this business? Uh,
Mm.
do you feel like this togetherness actually apply on why you started this business?
Yes. So back in Brunei, I went to a country on my own. It was a foreign country, and I needed to make connections. I basically need to make friends, or else it's going to be a very lonely life for me there. And I was there for about a year and a half. So I started selling cold brews for the sole purpose of actually making friends and building my connections. And even the taste
Okay.
profiles were tweaked because it catered to the community in Brunei. So my neighbors and friends would come by. So it's always about how can I bring people together, and why do I want to do this? Of course, coffee is a passion, but to create the space and create something that brings people together and talk about the same thing, I think that's what inspired me to do the business.
That's very
And
interesting.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's
thank you.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. It's very good insight. Okay. Well, on that note, I think we have asked quite a few questions. Just one last question before we end this interview. Based on all your success so far in your business, how do you personally define business success? Is it money? Is it freedom? Influence? Do you think you have reached where you want to be so far? Are you happy with where you are,
Mm.
or?
I would definitely say that I am somewhat happy where I am. I think I would never have reached here if it wasn't for the many milestones that I have achieved throughout the years of doing my business. The personal growth has been tremendous. Also, of course, the stress level has been tremendous. but yeah, but how would I would define success? For me, it is about again bringing people together around me and to help more people around me as well. Because ultimately, that's why I want to earn money. And the idea of having an income for me is so that I can give back to community. And I wanted flexibility in time also because I want to give back to people. So the reason why I work hard is so that I can have this concept and have this idea of bringing people together and helping more people. Because I think a lot of people are in need around the world, and that the world is in such chaos, and everyone's talking about who's doing this and who's doing that and pointing fingers at each other. It can be the government, it can be the country itself, but there are people also talking about bringing people together and coming together in similar interests. For me, it was coffee, as a medium to connect with people. So I consider myself uh, bringing people together, uniting people, and helping people around me being successful. And I think also another part of success would be to be happy with what I do and to be of good health.
Your positivity is really inspiring.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's very nice to hear. You don't really hear that many selfless people nowadays. Going about helping the community and actually doing it. And it's great that we actually get to interview today and find out that there are still people like this in the world.
Mm.
On behalf of everyone that you helped so far, I'd like to thank you for all your selfless act. And on behalf of Droppy, I'd like to thank you for using Droppy as well and coming on board. That being said, I think that's pretty much it for all our questions. I think, Zoe, do you have anything else to say?
Nope, yeah, none from my side. Just thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to host you today.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Mirshal.
Thank you.